It appears that Mike Pillow is moving the goalposts again after promising to present evidence of voter fraud that he said will cancel the results of the 2020 election. But you know what that means. It's time for Pillow Talk.
God gave me this platform. I already know I'm going to win. China did our vote. Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign. Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence. This was attacked.
So, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, we know he's been on a quest for the last 2 years trying to overturn the 2020 election. Well, now he's saying that, you know what, that might not be the main goal. I mean, sure, it would be nice, but really, well, we're going to go after the machines.
This really happened. I think that they got to view it. The problem is so many of them still view it that this is to overturn the 2020 election. Yeah, yes, the right people, just like what happened in Georgia with that Democrat, as soon as they found out in 3 days they did an audit, they said, yep, you're in first place, not in third. Remember, in the history of the United States, every elected official where they found fraud, they put in the real winner, and the other one gets they either prosecute the people that did it, but fraud has a lot of states a 4-year statute of limitation. So yes, all that could happen where, you know, they put in all these politics, it's never happened at the presidential level yet, but that's just a separate thing. We know with all of our stuff that everyone in this country knows, if we don't get rid of these machines, it's over, everybody.
Right.
You don't get a second chance at this.
It's over. It's over with the machines. The machines. Now, I love how, again, one of the people, as some of you pointed out, people around him are like, okay, sure, pillow guy. There was Ash Ep, I believe. Somebody made a comment where you kind of squish that name together and it spells out a sheep. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so look, more ridiculousness from Mike Pillow as usual. But all right, so let's get into why he's talking about the machines and not so much focused on overturning the election. He said, well, it could happen. But really, we got to get rid of the machines. You know, the machines made by Dominion. The machines that are made by the company that is suing Mike Lindell right now. It's almost as if, and this is kind of a revelation to me, it's almost as if Mike Lindell is now just targeting Dominion. Maybe it's because of the lawsuit against him, very likely. And what I think he's doing is he's using whatever influence that he has to try to get red states, if they haven't already, to cancel their contracts with Dominion. And of course, the result of that would be Dominion losing money. Then you don't have any contracts. You're not going to sell any voting machines. You're not going to make any money. And so it kind of makes sense. What better vengeance for the Pillow Man than to deprive a company that makes voting machines of their own business, of their own business model. And so, again, it kind of makes sense to me. Even Mike Pillow, pretty sure, now aware that he is not changing the election results, that he is not reinstating Donald Trump. But what he's trying to do now is basically destroy Dominion voting systems for suing him. That's it. And now, of course, it's not going to work. He has clearly defamed the company over and over and over and over again. And so, look, as a result, he's going to make his case worse because he's still saying these untrue things about Dominion. But his main focus now is, we're going to melt down the machines. We're going to get rid of all the machines. And that's it. We're machines. Not talking about overturning the election. Not talking about reinstating Donald Trump. Now he says, oh, well, it could happen. I mean, as a result of my crusade against the machines. But, the focus here is on hurting Dominion as much as I possibly can. And that's what it is. So now, one thing that I was curious about during his rant was what happened in Georgia and the Democrats. Now, that's very curious. I don't know the context of which he referred to, but I looked it up, and I came across a story that I think might fit from earlier this year. Now, this is about Floyd County, Georgia. What they did in Floyd County, if you remember, there was an error, there was discrepancy, there was a SD card filled with 2,600 votes that did not get tabulated because of human error. So now Floyd County conservatives again exploded about this story. They said, "Oh, that's the voter fraud. It's the voter fraud." No, it's human error, and those votes then got immediately counted. But what happened is, after this, and after all the attention here, Trump called it out, of course, you had Republicans in Georgia purge the entire elections board and replace them with 2020 conspiracy theorists. That is despite the state finding no fraud. Again, this was a blunder. This was an issue. Okay. Again, memory card, human error happens, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's not evidence of voter fraud. It doesn't matter that it's either incompetence or just, again, random human error. Doesn't matter at all. Republicans took that opportunity to gut the entire board. They fired everyone. Now, they did let people apply as an at-will employee, by the way. But when they applied, a lot of them didn't get the job. They didn't hire a single Democrat back onto the board. But understand that this is on purpose. This is the plan. Okay? And look, they're being very, very honest about this. What Republicans are doing is they're going into these local areas and taking them over under the pretense of voter fraud. And the pretense, of course, is that all these officials, these election officials in these states, in these places, these localities, these cities, this was Rome, Georgia, a very small town. No, it's the election, the people that are running the elections, they're corrupt. The rhinos. The rhinos are they're Democrats, they're socialists, they're the wokeists that came in and made sure to steal the election for Joe Biden. That's what they think. Or that's their pretext for them going in and replacing it so that they can, in my view, rig it for 2024 and beyond. So again, when they get there, obviously they have no idea how to run actual elections. These are randos, okay? They have no experience, and they have fired everyone who had experience. Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. And so, look, understand that, yes, I'm referencing one specific town, but guess what? This is happening all over the country. You know what that means? The next batch of primary elections, the next batch of midterms, maybe even the 2024 election, there's some real potential for disaster. And I'm not just saying, let me rephrase it. I'm just saying there will be incompetence. That is almost assured, right? But also things that might be a little worse than incompetence. And so that is a big, big danger. And maybe it will be easier for Republicans to be able to steal those elections themselves amid all that chaos. I don't know, but it is very, very concerning what direction they're going to. So now, as for Mike Pillow, of course, homeboy is going to continue his crusade against Dominion until he becomes a very, very broke pillow man. And it can't happen soon enough.